Hi, good morning, Chandan. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation for this interview. I'm really thrilled to have an author like you to talk to on a Sunday morning. And you have written several books, and as per your words, the pet child of yours is the Scrum Master guidebook. Uh, and what I understand is you're on the verge of the cusp of releasing a new book as well.
Yeah.
So what I want to understand from you is, okay, one is the art of writing books. Because as I told you already, see, I'm a person who always wanted to write a book. I start writing it, then I don't complete it. Whereas you have repeatedly, completed these books and successfully, the market has accepted it, the readers like it. That is one aspect of it. The second aspect I would love to understand is, okay, you have multiple titles, the Agilist guide, handbook, and the Scrum Master's guidebook, and we can lead. Multiple titles are there. Now, who must who must read which one?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I wanted to buy these books, so maybe by looking at the number of pages, I was slightly hesitant because
Yeah.
because all huge book, at least 400 pages each one.
Mhm.
So if you can guide people like me on who should read which book, that also will be great. And now we would
Yeah.
love to hear from you, Chandan.
Yeah. So first of all, thanks, Abrachan, for giving me opportunity. It's a huge honor for me to at least speak with you. You are industry veteran, like many years of vast experience. So it's an honor for me to at least talk to you in such a platform. So thank you very much for this opportunity. At least you have thought about these topics, like, okay, let us learn from each other. So that itself is actually a great honor for me, actually. So thank you very much for that. So books, so quite interesting topic actually. um, it has been several decades where I actually spend hours of deep research in book. So I am exactly sitting in front of my library, like, which I have ambition to build, and this is something which actually helps me in a different turbulence times. Like when I say turbulence times, it's in the be it a project management, be it a program management, be it agile transformation, there is a turbulence. Whenever there is a new assignment comes, there is unknown. So these books always guide me during that turbulence. Like it guide me to maneuver that wild turbulence and help me to at least step forward. So that's an interesting journey, and I have been for last couple of years I have been reading about writing. So initial days was reading, and now I am thinking about writing. So and it's art, and many great writers has been written that it takes several decades of perfection where you continue to write, then after some times that mastery will come, and then slowly people will start accepting. So reading and writing, they are tightly correlated. So they say, like, you can't be a good writer if you are not a good reader, because those books will give idea or a formulation in our mind, or that structure, like how do we articulate and what audience wants. So there is a tight correlation. Like I love to read, and slowly now I am developing that writing skill. So this is about like reading and writing, and how the writing has to go on, because in the knowledge industry, it's the creativity which saves us, and creativity comes by exercising creative muscle, and creative muscle will be exercised the more and more we use it. And I believe, like, the more you write, your creative muscle will be challenged, and the more it is challenged, more our industry or organization will recognize, because I can value it to the organization. So that's the tight correlation between everything, and that's also the driving force, like why I have to write, or why I have to read, because there is no other go. because nothing is written there or nothing has been prescribed there. So if we have to stay relevant, I believe like we have to bring out new elements into the market. When I say into the market, is the new solution, new proposal, new mechanism, new methodology, something we have to bring in as a new offering. So that's how the writing has been going on. And of course, I believe my writing is not so good. So it has a continuous improvement journey. It has to go through continuous improvement journey. Then only, maybe people say after 7th or 8th book, the maturity will come where you become a bestseller. So I am hoping for the day.
But then, see, I read somewhere like, see, if you take great authors,
Yeah.
their first book is the only original one, and everything else is a repetition.
Very good thought. Yeah,
Yeah,
very good thought.
because I've seen this now. Even if you take Stephen Covey, The Seven
Mm,
Habits of Highly Effective
yeah,
People,
yeah,
that is a great book actually.
yeah,
But if you
yeah.
really look at the subsequent books,
I know.
it is a repetition or tailoring of the seven habits for families, for teens, and for organizations.
Good point.
So
Mm,
the crux remains the seven habits, and
very
that
good.
was already revealed in the first book, and
Mhm.
everything else is a repetition. And this I've seen not with just one author, I've seen with many authors, because
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
book is the masterpiece. Maybe
yeah.
or the theme of the first book is the
Mm,
masterpiece, and maybe the
mm,
presentation improves in the subsequent
yeah.
books. Maybe, yeah. Do
Very
you
good
agree?
observation. Yeah,
Yeah,
very good observation. So what there are varieties of styles which author applies, and they have their own target audience. So they do search, they do research on the audience. They do survey on the expectation from the audience. So in certain contexts, like they do research initial days, like decades of research. They compile it, and that become the best first offering. And some authors, they incrementally create that the chronology based on the audience taste. So it's like a movie, right? Like say Matrix, then Matrix Reloaded, and then like this way people bring new offering because they saw that customer demands are there. People are liking the series, and they would like to expect a little bit twist version of that, so that the curiosity and the momentum be there. So every author try out with the different tricks or traits to engage their customer. So
yeah.
yeah.
And what is
Mm.
the typical cycle time? How many months or years you take to complete a book?
Yeah, very good question. Actually, I didn't answer that question, like which book for what. So when I was starting the transformation journey, and I was actually experiencing many different challenges in the transformation. So when I was experiencing those transformation challenges, agile transformation or business transformation, I was actually writing it down in one of the website, and then later I moved into LinkedIn, and I keep writing about those observation. And over a period of time, they piled up. Actually, a lot of blogs has been piled up. So I started thinking, it's with me now, I am only using it, how about giving it to others, so that if they come across similar types of challenges, they can refer them, or at least those can give an idea to the people to think different. So the Agilist Guidebook, first book, 2018, what I have launched is actually all about organization transformation. So it does not distinguish anything, but it's all about the organization as a whole, and how do we actually approach whenever we talk about the transformation aspect. So the first book, I thought, okay, let me just compile it and give it as offering for the organization transformation. So that is about that. And after some time, and then I moved into Shell, and then I started working heavily on the Scrum Master maturity. So I was deep researching on Scrum Master maturity, identifying their challenges and helping them, and I also in a process trying to build a good asset about the Scrum Master. So then I say, okay, then why not give it to the Scrum Master community? So the second book, the Scrum Master Guidebook, is all about like what kind of challenges a Scrum Master will experience, and what could be the probable proposals. I learned the solution because every context are different. So that book is all about the Scrum Master. Third book, when I joined Samsung as a leadership position, then I was asking myself questions like, okay, am I a good leader? Do I have all the abilities essentials for to lead a transformation thing? Then I started researching on myself, like, okay, what is needed to become a good leader and what are the elements need to be taken care of. So that's how I started building that leadership animals. So elements. So We Can Lead is all about like individual leadership and coaching others. So that's how that leadership book has born. So the third book, 2020, I written that We Can Lead book. It's all about like personal leadership or self-coaching. So you see, there is a connection between the problem versus solution. I do get a problem, and that's a opportunity for me. I pray God to really get those problems, because that problem give me opportunity to research. Otherwise, I will be lost. Like, what do I research? It's a vast world. So this research is tightly connected with this compilation of this book, and the new book is all about the high performance team, which is very common problem what we are experiencing. Like everybody is doing Scrum, everybody is doing Agile, but how do we maintain that momentum? Like as a Scrum team or as a Scrum team members, what are the elements it's good to have, or good to know, or how should I polish myself all those elements, because these are essential elements to be a part of a good high performance team. So that's how each books has a certain target audience, and that's how it's going on, at my thought at least, going on.
Yeah, that is great. Because once when I attended a conference of some of good best authors,
Mm,
see, there were two schools of thought about
mm,
writing a book,
yeah.
because both took 7 months time to complete the book.
Uh, uh,
Okay, and one person, his style of working was, out of these 7 months, he spent almost maybe 3 to 4 months in finalizing the index pages. Then after that only it took off and then completed it. Whereas the other person, he started writing the book, and the book evolved,
mm,
and along with the book, the index page also evolved. But
yeah.
then it was defying the conventional logic, because all he says is he wasted a lot of paper. Maybe so the price of non-conformance is not very high.
Yeah.
So these were two distinct styles of authors, and and how do you? What is your style when you?
Yeah, very good. Very good question. You know good thought about these writers, and I'm sure you are following writing a lot, because you know the crux of all these things. Yeah, so you're right actually, because I also read a lot of writing magazine, so that it inspire me to how do we actually formulate the writing. So there is no right approach, so I also keep experimenting with this. So what I am trying is, I try to find a central theme. So I write it down first, like say what is the next book is coming, that also I have written in my post-it. So when I write the central theme, it will actually start bubbling up in my mind, like, okay, what could be the sub branch of their central theme. And I wait for some time. So you know, like how minds work, no, I strongly believe in this way, like how mind formulates in subconscious level. Like the ideas are actually happening while talking, there is some other ideas are happening. So my next book will be like a product management. So I already written the subtitle, so that means the sub branches of the product managements are also already evolving in some of the other formats. So over a period of time, I'm sure in another 2 to 3 months down the line, I'll get a rough idea about the what are the core elements about the product management which should be there in that book. And when I start pumping it into this dumpier, like I'll say in a, there is a at least 20-30 version of Word document will come about this book, and it will be really haphazard way of really connecting the dots. So every cycle it will actually continuous improvement of this formulation of the structure, the topics, the top, and all these things will keep coming. And it's I read somewhere that it's the natural process of progression of building that book. So it takes approximately, see, 1 year time frame, like to really reach to that actual launch. But before that, it is a lot of mental storming, I'll say. It is a difficult time actually. Sometime I also felt that like it's not so good to have state, at least before the launch. No, it is a lot of disturbance in the mind, like how do I formulate, what could be the right chapter, what are the audience, how should be the sequence. So many things actually goes through in the book, and book goes through underground different rounds of here and there. This article will go, this diagram will come, that diagram is missing. So it evolves. So it's the central theme which is actually helping this to maneuvering the different sub branches, and sub branches keep some emerged into that central theme and then going back. So it's like a continuous back and forth part. So it is a never right time actually. So sometime we say, oh, enough, fed up. So then only say, okay, maybe it is ready for to go to the market. When we fed up with this thing, like no more, I can really think about this book. So that is the logical time. Like I say, maybe it is ready. Otherwise, it's never ready. Always, whenever you look at different dimension, you will see that part is missing. This is people are talking about. We should talk about that. So like this way, it just goes on. It's a chaos journey, chaos and then little bit stabilize, and then again chaos, little bit stabilize. That's how this goes on.
Okay, great. Okay, now coming back to your the pet book, or the book which you like the most, that is the Scrum Master Guide. Now, do you agree with that? Because when I say this is your, the book which gives you the maximum satisfaction, do you agree with that?
Yeah. It's actually data talks everything. So these books productions are more. So I see every books is my baby. All three books are at the similar dedication has been gone. But
Okay.
when someone is liking that book, that means there is a need in the market and it is serving the right need. So
okay.
that's
Now,
data is
yeah, that is good. I
yeah.
fully understand, because sometimes, I publish photographs.
Yeah,
So the photograph which you took maximum pains, sometimes people don't like it. Okay.
exactly. Right.
And sometimes you don't have anything to publish, so you publish a
See,
photograph which you yourself don't like, and then suddenly
see,
you see a lot of people liking it. Okay, so maybe that
exactly.
is the creator's dilemma, could be.
Yeah, exactly.
So any form of creation, the creator has maybe this dilemma.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to the Scrum Master Guide, uh, who must really read it? Is it for people who are getting ready for, now there are n number of certifications available? Is it something
Mhm.
which will equip you for the certifications? And I'm sure that most of the certified guys, when they really get into the field, they don't know
Yeah.
how to deal with it. So is
Yeah.
it for those people who have really started playing the Scrum Master role, and they want
Yeah.
to excel in that role?
Good question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this will help which segment of the Scrum enthusiasts?
Yeah, very good question. Thank you so much. It is actually the crux of the content of the book. So I always believe, I personally myself has never actually done many certification, uh, and I personally believe that the more you deep into the problem, then only your wisdom will grow, and there is no other way you can scale up your wisdom, because those scenarios or the challenges will make you the person what you want to be or what you are going to be. So all my books, though it is a series, a Scrum Master guidebook, but it does not talk anything about certification, or basically it doesn't talk anything as specific to that certification, but it all talks about the kind of challenges every Scrum Masters or a leaders or a agile coaches is going to face. So, and it's just a guidebook, so it's just a guide to the people for actually refer and just reuse some of these concepts. So any Scrum Masters, preferably when I start coaching the Scrum Master thing, like I do see that like a lot of challenges the Scrum Masters are facing, and most of these challenges are related to like a soft skill. It's nothing to do with actually a Scrum or Scrum way of working. They do understand what is Scrum, what is Scrum framework, and or what is Agile. They do understand that, but the book talks about the real problem a team is going to face, and what are the key skill set I need to develop as a Scrum Master, be it a communication skill, be it a creativity skill, be it a change management skill. Those are the essential elements a Scrum Master need to polish to deal with a Scrum team, especially the complex Scrum team. So this book is for the people who have been in the Scrum Master role for some time, and they are experiencing different types of team challenges. So these guidebooks can refer them to what are the other area they can research or enhance their knowledge. Because I talk about that 7C model, like it's a seven, I call it seven chakra, but these are the 7 areas need to be polished. So one of the chakra is the change management. So as a Scrum Master, all Scrum Master brings new ways of working or new ways of operating. So if they don't understand what are the elements needed to bring change, sustain change, in change management initiative, they will fail. So like this way, it talks about the areas to be mastered or areas to be looked upon. Then only they can be a successful in their own role. because that is the essential element. Because I do see that we have a large population of Scrum Master in India, and they are really doing great work in the many organizations, because they are holding the entire I'll say delivery part, and they need to really seamlessly connect with many team members. And if they are not polished those skills, they will have a lot of challenges. So it is targeted for those people who are willing to explore and willing to polish their Scrum Master skill more. For them, it will be beneficial.
Yeah, that is nice, because otherwise you will end up making the same mistakes again and again. Because Scrum Master certification focuses only on the Scrum framework. But beyond that, there are elements of stakeholder management, risk management, human resource management, and number of things. And as you rightly said, most of these Scrum Masters who are equipped with certifications, they may not be able to deal with these professional challenges when they really get into the field. And I'm sure that there are not many books available there which addresses this need. Because most of the books or the guides available out there is about preparing for exams and stuff like that. You have done a wonderful job of filling up the gap by coming out with this book. And I understand that there are multiple versions of this. You have the Kindle version and the paperback, and multiple versions are available. Thanks for enlightening me with about how to write a book and about the positioning of this book. And which is the next immediate book that is going to be launched?
It's called a guidebook of coaching high performance team. So it's about for the Scrum team. So actually, what I have seen, like in the book world, every author have experienced a different types of challenges. So it is the author's exploration about that context and bringing out that for the others. So every author is actually bring out their own world, and every author is unique in their own offering. So no author is actually like a similar types of stories they are bringing out. So sometime audience may like, sometimes audience may not like, because audience might be getting different types of context, different types of challenges, which is not matching with any books, because every author is working for a certain specific ambient, and they are proposing their ideas, and it might work there. The similar types of idea may not work in other context, because the context have significantly changed. So that's how, like say, though there are many Scrum Master books are there, but every book offerings are unique. So for an individual, they need to really refer all these books to really encompass all these ideas, because our problems are unique to us, our organizations is unique. So that's how actually what I did is I give a 150 page free in that slide share, so that people can see and really look into it. Is this relevant to me? If it is doesn't relevant, please, it does not add any value to my life. So first offering is 150 page free for all the books. Then the Kindle version, which is just 99 rupees, because I have a very strict fight with my publisher that I don't want to increase my book price at all. So it should be for at least all Indian people. So that's how my main motto is. So 99 rupees, you look at the 150 page. If it help, you may go for 99 rupees and then see if it really help. If you feel good, then you buy a paperback, which is approximately say 500 pages. It's just as it is a 500 pages, so they are charging 500 rupees, because the costing price is like that. So that's how I was mental model. I was thinking like how this will be able to reach to the as many people as possible. So in the high performance team coaching book, also similar types of thought is there. I'll give a free 120 pages or 200 pages. People can look into it. Then again, it is going to be 100 rupees of Kindle book. If you want, you can buy it, and if you like it, you would like to refer it every now and then you may go for a paperback, which is again, it is a 600 page, so it will be 600 rupees. So that's the rationale of breaking down all these book models.
Yeah. And now, see, I saw all these titles in Amazon.in. Now, let's say somebody from US wants to buy this book. How can he get it?
Yeah, actually, our Notion Press publisher, the distribution channel is there in US. So it's available in even US in a paperback version, Kindle version. All the version is available because the publisher distribution channel is worldwide. So in that
Okay.
way, it's good.
So
Yeah.
the pricing is equivalent to this 500.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah,
Three.
it's almost
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. Recently I have a discussion with the publisher, like for this paperback version in US. No, it differs country to country because the production prices, production charges, everything is different. So that paperback version internationally it differs the
Okay.
cost.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for accepting my invitation and spending your valuable time on a Sunday morning with me. And I hope this video will help to introduce your books to the audience, as well as the audience will benefit by reading, by getting the insights from a highly experienced and qualified author like you. So everything is given in the form of a book. We need not reinvent anything. So I'm ordering my book straight away because
Thanks.
I did some research. I went through some of the free pages because these days I'm very choosy while
I
buying
know.
books
Mm.
because it becomes a pending task for me.
Yes. Yes.
So plus, yeah, so I really investigate. Now I'm reading this one. This is a good one. The
Yes. I read
zero to
it.
one. I
Yeah.
just love it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
first thing is the 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 letters are of it is big letters, so
Yeah.
it is less strain for the eyes
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
read.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the second one is it is not a big book, a thick book.
True.
Uh,
True.
and the
True.
ideas I like. No, it is talking about 0 to 1 and 1 to n.
Yeah.
So any new product development, it has to be
Yeah.
0 to 1. And I'm sure that your books fall into that category of 0 to 1, where nobody treaded that path before, and you are filling up that untreaded path with your original
Yeah.
thoughts. So thank you very much.
Thank
I'll
you.
be publishing this video today itself so that it can
Yeah.
reach a lot of people.
Thanks, Abhijit, like giving me opportunity, because it's also one of the best element. Like at least we can express like our mental thought. How well book will go, how well book will spread. It's all audience, but at least this kind of conversation will trigger people's mind. At least they can also start writing, because once they start writing, their creativity will develop and they will be able to flourish in their career much more faster, because that it has worked with me, at least personally.
Yeah.
A book is a secondary part, but in my personal growth, I do see the instances of thinking ability has developed. So and for the sake of own growth, I think people should write. So I encourage everybody to write. So that's the great, awesome thing.
Excellent. So see, last 2 years, I've had an opportunity to work with a marketing team, and we implemented the Scrum for a marketing team.
Very good.
But then, see, that one lesson I learned from the head of that marketing team is the world should know that a product like this exists. Okay.
Yes.
Otherwise, how can they buy it? So maybe that is something I'm doing now. I want the world to know that there is a book from Mr. Chandan available, which is packed with real life scenarios based on experiences from multiple leading organizations, several leading organizations. So people should know that this is existing. So maybe that is what I'm trying to do. Once again, I thank you very much for this wonderful conversation, and we'll be in touch continuously.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye for now.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.